How do you hold your team accountable without making them feel like you're breathing down their necks? It's really a challenge because you know the work needs to get done, but the last thing you want to do is have a system that people feel like they're being smothered, that their trust is being broken, or that morale goes down. Now, in this series, we've been talking about developing a leadership operating system, which is what you need in order to scale your team or organization. And in this video, I'll show you how to tell the difference between leadership systems that support your team and micromanaging systems that drain them. So first, let's look at a definition of what is a leadership system and what is a micromanagement system. A leadership system is a shared structure that reinforces priorities, simplifies steps, and supports people so they can do their best work. So this might be things like having clear project workflows, decision filters, weekly team meetings. These are systemic elements of leading effectively and ensuring that the work gets done. But if you have a micromanaging system, it's really about control. You pile on the steps, you pile on the oversight, and this really signals to your team that you don't trust them. So it might be like way too many sign-offs needed, time tracking that doesn't affect the outcomes, or required reports that everyone's wondering, does anyone even read this? So we're gonna look at the key differences between the two. So let's look at the leadership systems versus the micromanagement systems. First of all, there's clarity versus clutter. Smart systems clarify what matters, but micromanaging systems add noise. It actually hides what matters and causes confusion. The next one is distribution versus centralization. So leadership systems spread ownership. People feel and they are given that sense of ownership in order to accomplish the work. But micromanaging systems keep decisions and accountability stuck with the leader. The people do not have the ability to make their own decisions. And the last one, autonomy versus dependency. Leadership systems run on their own rhythms. People have the autonomy to make decisions that are within their scope of work. But micromanaging systems require constant checking in with the leader. The leader needs oversight to function and to get things done. In order to lead effectively, it's helpful to look at the freedom and feedback model, because healthy systems create both freedom for people to do their work and feedback so that they know how to improve what they're doing. So we've got a 2x2 grid here where you've got systems or no systems, or feedback or no feedback. So if you've got no systems and you have no feedback, you have chaos. Nobody knows what's going on. Everybody's doing their own thing. It's really quite a mess. But let's say you have systems, but you don't have any feedback. You end up with bureaucracy. There's just so much red tape because no one's able to give feedback that this process actually doesn't work. It gets put in place and it just keeps going because that's the way it's always been done. Then we've got feedback and no systems. And this is where you get micromanagement. It's because the leader hasn't empowered the worker to do their work well by following some kind of process or system that's been developed. The leader has to actually tell the worker what to do. And so you end up with micromanagement. But the most ideal is to have both systems and feedback because this provides growth and clarity. The person is able to do their work. The team member can flourish knowing that they have the expertise to do this work and developing it, but then they also receive feedback and coaching so that things can get better. So it's helpful to think of examples, and one that comes to mind for me is the wrong way to do things. It's where the leader sets up daily check-ins where they will hear what everybody's doing and they will say, that's right, that's not wrong, make sure you do this, assign all the tasks and everything that the person needs to do so that the team feels watched, not trusted. But the right way to go about it, the team owns the process. They know what the goal is that they're supposed to achieve. They're given some guidelines to follow, but they have the freedom to figure out the best way to accomplish that. And then they check in with you, give you progress, and they come to you if there is a roadblock that is beyond their ability or scope. This system supports autonomy while keeping accountability, which is the freedom and feedback model. Now, granted, every job is different. If someone is new to their role, I totally get they need coaching, they need a little bit more direction, maybe even a little bit more micromanagement in the beginning. But if you've got a seasoned worker and you're telling them how to do their job, that's definitely micromanagement. Micromanagement controls. Leadership systems empower. They create clarity. They create trust. They provide accountability, but they also give autonomy at the same time. Micromanaging systems, you end up with clutter, centralization, dependency. And healthy systems balance freedom and feedback. Thanks for joining us on this series about leadership operating systems and how to effectively scale your team or organization through systems. Be sure to subscribe so that you get notifications of future videos that help you to be a more effective leader.